Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm beta commentary. Today's game is going to be between Destiny and TLR Simba. This is a Terran versus Zerg matchup. Simba versus Destiny. We are here on the map Akalon Waste, and I know I took a look at this map in a recent video. I do just want to go over the actual layout of the map one more time, just in case you happen to miss the last video. So let's start off here in Simba's main base and take a look around. Starting just taking a perusal around the main, you get a little space over here that you're going to want to keep an eye on, and then down over here we have got the ramp leading right into the natural expansion. The expansion itself is located right over here on the left. There is a fairly wide ramp leading into that expansion. Definitely a lot of surface area to cover, and then just north of that we actually have some destructible rocks here which lead into the third base position, and then just outside of that the new addition to StarCraft 2 in Heart of the Swarm, a new environmental, I guess, object we'll call it, are these collapsible rock towers, which once you destroy, get rid of its 500 HP, the top half falls down and creates another rock wall-off position right here in this spot. And then basically there's a flat slate that you cannot walk by where this used to be, and you have to break through these rocks to continue your way along into that position. What this does is it basically allows you to formulate at least a temporary wall-off of this expansion. In fact, some of the new maps in Heart of the Swarm, some of the maps coming with Heart of the Swarm have that located at the natural expansion, so you can get a nice early wall off again once you break through this first 500 HP. Then after that, right underneath, we're going to go ahead and go here from this ramp and go over into another expansion position located right over here to the left, and then you move on over into this position up this ramp leading into another expansion position up here, and then that continues down to the right into the last and final expansion position located right here. Besides that, there are also two Xel'Naga towers, one located here, and then just below that another position as well. And all of this is, of course, mirrored on the opposite side for our blue Zerg player, Destiny. And speaking of Destiny, let's take a look at what he is doing. He's got a spawning pool coming through right now. He did go hatch first here. You can see that's about halfway complete building. A spawning pool continues to go along. That is about halfway as well. SCV Scout now moving out for Simba. And taking a look back over here, Simba does also have his refinery up and running right now. So we'll be dropping a factory, starting off with a few Marines coming through. The first of which will be attempting to deny any scouts over there. SCV Scout moving up. We'll be checking for the expansion. There it is. Expansion is building. He notices that. We'll now be moving into the main to look for the spawning pool timing so we can figure out when Zerglings are going to be here. We'll also check those extractors. There is no extractor here in either position. Looks like he went far enough to see if there was one there. And that's going to tell him, again, roughly when he should expect some metabolic boost Zerglings. And as you can see, with no extractor up, Destiny is quite a ways away from that. So that is going to lead me to believe that he will just be droning up and getting some queens here in the early game, maybe even a spine crawler or two for some defense against possible Hellions, which most likely will be coming out. Taking a look back over here, Simba does have his reactor now finishing building on the barracks, has lifted off the factory, so that will be landing down to go for a standard TVZ Hellion opening here for our Terran player Simba. With that, he is also has an expansion building in this position. I wonder if Destiny has scouted that out. No, not quite yet, but he can sneak that Overlord in at any moment just to spot that expansion spot right there. So with these Hellions early on, Simba will be getting some map control, will allow him to grab these towers, also to even at least slightly contain Destiny. Destiny moving down with this drone. Is this a transfer for mining? Yes, it is. I was wondering if potentially he was trying to go for a third. That would be a bit risky, though. Before you get those speedlings, attempting to take a third here with this Hellion opening can be a major headache. There's no question about that. Two Hellions in play, making their way across the map. A pair of Hellions also just about finished back at home, and we have that expansion almost about finished here for Simba as well. Moving forward with those Hellions, gonna actually take out that creep tumor. That's fairly big. That's basically wasted energy there for Destiny's Queens. However, those Queens with that range, able to take out these Hellions without issue. You know, when they made that change to the Queen so that it does have that ranged ground attack instead of just the ranged anti-air attack, really cut back on the effectiveness of that early game Hellion harass. As you can see, they can deal with that so much easier, not basically relying on having to pump out Zerglings. Especially without that metabolic boost, Zerglings have a really hard time against those Hellions in the early stages of the game. So definitely a good change there, of course, for Zerg. Destiny trying to formulate a little bit of an obstruction here to stop any Hellions, or at least make it more difficult for them to move into the expansion by having these 2 evolution chambers in the way. Also going with that crazy creep spread. How many queens does he have right now? Sitting on 6 queens right now. Gotta love it there for our buddy Destiny here, as moving down with that queen right there. So he's just gonna keep spreading those creep tumors like crazy. Lots of Hellions continue to be produced. There are 6 in play right now. It has stopped them temporarily though. Is also coming out with another factory that is done, and another command center will be building. Now we'll be seeing Simba use this to saturate his natural expansion nice and early, and then eventually move into that 3rd. We've got these 6 Hellions though. I wonder if he's going to attempt to move up there. He's actually first moving down to check the 3rd. Wanted to see if Destiny expanded into that position. Of course he did not. We'll be trying to sneak by these queens. Nope, just trying to get a creep tumor and then pull back. I called it a queep tumor, that's right. Finally, some gas flow in here for Destiny. Is getting his 1/1 upgrades out of these 2 evolution chambers. Also has a baneling nest coming through, starting to work down these rocks, preparing to move into a 3rd. And besides that, the metabolic boost is being researched as well. So just sticking with these Zerglings and looks like banelings early on is what we'll be seeing here from Destiny. I love the animation for the creep tumors now as they move out. I think that is fantastic. Hellions moving forward, stopping a few of those, forcing Destiny to cancel a few over there, and actually killed off 3 as well. But we're going to see a few more try to move out. Hellion's going to move down to try to deny that again. And is he going to sneak by the queens? Gets a few of those creep tumors, tries to sneak by, gets met again by this obstruction here, plus those Zerglings. And the Zerglings going to try to do what they can here. Hellion still really haven't killed off many workers though, although he is getting a fair number of Zerglings in this engagement. The metabolic boost now just finishing. Destiny also coming out with a few more speedlings. We'll be able to finally take care of that Hellion harass. Let's take a look at how much damage he was able to do in that engagement. Simba ends up losing more in terms of resources lost. Let's take a look at the worker kills. Only killed off 2 workers. Looks like that was not the best engagement there for our Terran player Simba. He's coming out now with these siege tanks. Also, Hellions transforming themselves into the battle mode, which turns them, of course, into fire bats. A little bit more durable. Also have a little bit of an interesting, you can see that attack pattern there. A little bit of a wave from left to right. Pretty interesting indeed. Really a big fan of the new units, or at least the changes I'll call them, because it's just a Hellion but in a different mode that came with this expansion here. Admittedly, big changes need to come to the Warhound, which is a little bit too strong at the moment. Although it doesn't look like he's going to be building any of those in this matchup. Now we're just seeing right now Hellions and tanks plus a few Marines. Getting that blue flame research as well, coming out with a few more factories. Let's take a look over here at Destiny Vision, see what he's got going on. Hasn't really fully scouted. He doesn't know about this 3rd position yet. And have we seen these? No, he hasn't destroyed these. He is going to do it though, so this is what I want to show you here. This is how these collapsible rock towers work. He's going to destroy this, and we're going to see some rock debris get placed right here, plus basically a spot that you cannot walk by with ground forces is a slab of what was once this full rock over there. Hellions moving forward, get met by the speedlings. I do want to show you this. There it is, falls down, and look at this. Now some collapsible rock tower debris with 2,000 health, and you cannot walk by that with ground forces. Really, really cool mechanic. I'll be interested to see what the professional players think of that as basically a temporary defense is what I'll call this here. Hellions continue to try to move around here as Simba attempts to harass these expansions. There weren't any real workers for him to kill down here, though. I don't think so, at least. I don't believe he got any. No, still just with 2 worker kills. Sacrificial scout moving in, although the Overseer isn't being destroyed at all, so maybe it's not actually sacrificial. There's not much anti-air at the moment, as he is sitting primarily, again, with those Hellion and tanks. And that's basically it. Now we do finally have a Thor in production, so that'll allow him to deal with this Overseer, but at the moment Destiny's just chilling out in the main base of Simba with an Overseer. It's so funny to see. I mean, even just moving down with a few Marines that you have to try to shoo that out of there would obviously be a good idea. I wonder though, maybe Simba just doesn't even see this, or maybe he just doesn't care. I mean, it's not much of a surprise that Simba is going for mech. I think Destiny is pretty much well aware of that at this point. Destiny himself coming out with those 2-2 upgrades, also starting to mass up those roaches right now. We got 19 roaches in production. But look at this, creep tumor destruction as the blue flame Hellions move down in, with some scan action there to just absolutely decimate this creep tumor spread that Destiny's been working so hard at getting going. Got some speedlings moving down. He's going to destroy this collapsible rock tower spot. Is he going to then destroy the next part, or is he actually going to use this as a wall off? Now he's just going to let that sit there to try to stop those Hellions from pushing in that position. And here come the Roaches blocking off the Hellion escape with this tower debris. Oh, that is beautiful play there by Destiny, able to trap all of those Hellions in that spot. And he just did a lot of damage. Let's take a look at the resources lost. So very far behind right now, Simba is at 2,500 resources lost as opposed to just the 1,500 of Destiny. Although that Blue Flame Hellion continuing to rack up those kills there. Oh boy, walks the safety of the tanks. Hellion himself only has 4 kills. Guess it wasn't that much. Seemed like it may have been a bit more. Transition coming into some Raven action here. Also that mech upgrade coming through. Vehicle plating and weapons level 1 almost finished. A few more factories building as well. Simba still has not dealt with that Overseer. Destiny just chilling out there with some free vision. That's really actually cracks me up that is still going on and not being dealt with at all. Alright, so we're going to take another look here. Again, we do have Simba behind in terms of resources lost. He also hasn't really killed off a ton of workers, so overall I'd say he's fairly behind. Let's take a look at the income. Destiny does have an advantage there as well. At the moment, Destiny just going mass roach. He does have pathogen gland research coming through, so that will allow him to move himself up into some of those beautiful infestors. Well, the fact that he has the infestation pit allows him to do that, but the pathogen gland research actually gives those infestors extra energy upon spawning, which allows them to fungal growth right away. Roach speed also getting research, plus we do have a Hydralisk Den in play. And from Simba, we are just seeing mech with the Hellion tank Thor and also some Raven action going on. He does have a planetary building at this expansion position over here. Overseer still chilling out over here for Destiny. Simba says, that's fine. You can see my factories. I'm baffled that is still there. I really am. And ooh, we do also have some Vipers coming out. That is one of the new units here in the Heart of the Swarm expansion. Destiny currently working on getting some of those in play. Those will be used to pull tanks and Thors and any high-value targets into the Zerg Swarm, which will be the Spielings and Roaches. Get them out of their protective entrenchment and into a better spot there for Destiny to easily deal with them. Tunneling Claws research now complete. That allows Destiny's Roaches to move while burrowed. He is also taking care of the rest of that rock wall there. Now, obviously, those Roaches have been dealt with, but this is going to allow Destiny to move up there in future points in this game. Maybe some Spieling run-bys. But right now, it's mainly Roach Hydra. Actually, only 2 Zerglings in play. Plus, he does have those 6 Vipers coming through. Simba making a push across the map with these Ravens, getting cloak detection, allowing him to take out these creep tumors. And Roach is going to push forward right now. Out of the range of the tanks, able to take out a few of Simba's mech army. No Hellion run-bys going on. Destiny just chilling out. You know, with his vision, I would think Destiny would try to go for some sweet action of getting in the main base here. Of course, we'll take a look right over here with our Nidus network. Having one of those drones build a Nidus network, allowing him to get just units right here and start busting out these factories. I mean, that'd be fantastic. Again, Destiny has had vision of this for the longest time now. But I don't know if he's going to actually take advantage of that. All right, we got the Muscular Augment upgrade coming through. I'd like to show you that. If we can find that research coming through. There it is. Hydralisk move 25% faster off of creep. So that is the upgrade there. Continuously destroying some of these creep tumors, moving along. I'm not sure why he's scanning though, because he does have these Ravens for cloak detection, so I'm actually interested to see him using those scans. Big push coming down over here from Destiny, forcing the liftoff of this expansion, may even force that to burn as he continues to hit them with those Hydras, and that is a goner. Destiny taking out that expansion, making it so that Simba is now just on those 3 bases. We get Simba entrenched right over here with his siege tanks. Hasn't moved out much more other than to take out some of those creep tumors. That's basically been the only thing we've been seeing Simba do. He hasn't been doing many Hellion run-bys except for the earlier stage of the game. We haven't really seen much since that point though. There's a scan of the high ground. There it is. Vipers coming into play, pulling some of those units over here, allowing the Hydras. Oh, but look at that Seeker missile action, destroying a lot of Destiny's forces. That was painful. That was very, very painful for Destiny. He took a Fair amount of losses there. That actually evens things up. Look at that. Both players have 5,900 resources lost right now. Destiny also killing off a couple extra workers now. He's now up to 3 worker kills. Nothing significant yet. We really haven't seen any large economic harass, with the exception of the fact that Destiny did take out this expansion, which of course set Simba back in terms of his mining. Although Simba does have an advantage right now in mining. Expansion getting placed down over here. Destiny with this will be placing some spines to deal with any possible future Hellion run-bys. And still, all we're really seeing Simba do at this point is defend himself and then try to move out to kill some creep tumors. Actually sacrificing a ton of workers. Look at all these SCVs pulling out. Now these are something that Simba does want Destiny to kill, the point of which is to free up some supply so that he can build more units. Hydra's destroying those Hellions. Roach is going to move forward over here. Let's see if Destiny can do some damage. Going to take out this tank on the high ground. He's actually going straight for the starports. The starports are building battle cruisers. Transition into battle cruisers here, coming from our Terran player Simba. Now these roaches get taken care of as Simba pulls back with some tanks, Thors, and a few of those Ravens as well. But look at that transition, very interesting. 3 battle cruisers now in production. We got a couple starports up here building that. In addition to that, we've got the weapon reft coming out. That upgrade, let me try to see where that is coming through. Okay, so we do have some of these upgrades. This is the armor and weapons and all of that. Beautiful stuff. I cannot find this darn, okay, so there are fusion cores there. All right, so we did have 2 fusion cores, trying to get both those upgrades as quickly as possible, which you can see he has, again, taken care of. Fusion core upgrades are in place. At the same time, we do have some upgrades coming through over here for Destiny. Weapons level 3, both the melee and the missile attacks. Also the adrenal glands, increasing that Zergling attack speed, plus neural parasite for his infestors. Hellion damage getting done over here. How many worker kills? Not much. Destiny, in fact, now has killed off 20 workers. Although a lot of that was Simba sacrificing some workers. Big engagement going out over here. Battle cruisers proved to be a little bit tough to deal with. As Destiny decides to pull back, would not be surprised if we saw some Corruptors come into production here. Or he's actually going to come out some more Vipers. So I believe you can Viper. I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe you can just Viper the Battlecruiser and then use his Hydras to take them out. I think that that's what Destiny is going for. We'll see if that is actually a capability. I'm pretty sure it just says pulls target unit to location of the Viper. It doesn't say target ground unit or anything. And again, please forgive me, beta just started. I'm still new to this, trying to figure out exactly what everything's got going on here. Simba with some nice scans, spotting all of Destiny's army there in the center of the map, also continuing to destroy these creep tumors as he moves himself across the map. Destiny still hasn't taken advantage of this vision. I really wish that he would Nidus like, 12, 24, just 24. Make 24 speedlings and Nidus them right over here. Although we do have the issue of him being supply capped basically right now at 197 supply. Let's take a look at what that consists of. 8 Vipers, 25 Roaches, 24 Hydras. And speaking of Roaches, we're going to see the Roaches now pushing in this position. Simba still sitting on the high ground with that tank. Watch this shell out some damage here. He's got the 3 weapons upgrade as well. Look at that splash. Really softening up these Roaches. Roaches are going to be able to quickly take that out, but here comes the battle cruisers. We're going to want to see those Roaches. I would ideally like to see him hit that expansion, try to force a liftoff and repair. He's going to just try to do a little bit of damage to these units here. Again, he is contending with the battle cruisers, which obviously the Roaches themselves cannot do much about. And that has been taken care of. Another look here at the resources lost. Destiny now behind 1,500 resources lost as opposed to, I guess it's closer to 1,400 and 1,600 resources lost to both players if we round up. Hydra's moving towards the expansion. We do have a planetary in place plus that 1 tank. Here come the rest of the force for Simba. Hydras look to be in some trouble. That Yamada cannon action. Sniping a few of those Hydralisks as they attempt to run away. Vipers didn't do much in that engagement. I guess Destiny felt like he really wasn't in the position to do too much at basically where he was standing and his Hydralisk and all of that. The ideal thing is to use the Vipers to pull an opposing unit right underneath the bulkier force. Now take a look at this, what Destiny's doing. He's actually feeding off of his own, using the consume ability, feeding HP off of his own structures to refill the energy of the Vipers. This is one of the really interesting features of the Viper that I really like, actually. You know, just feed on some of these buildings, get all your energy back much more quickly than the natural regeneration rate. That allows you to get straight back to pulling units. And also the Blinding Cloud is, of course, another thing that can be done. Blinding Cloud reduces the duration, the attack duration of any units under it to melee range. So that basically makes it so that ranged units are only able to attack in melee range. And that, of course, allows your units to get right up close to them. That's kind of the point of that. Large push quickly takes out Destiny's expansion up here near the 12 o'clock spawn position. That's not a spawn position, near the 12 o'clock expansion location. Sometimes I just say things. And right now we're sitting at Hydra, Infestor, and Viper as the unit composition here for Destiny. Got some Infested Terrans getting placed down. That is testing the siege line position. Not doing much other than that. Scans from Simba to spot the location of the army, and here come the tanks with the Infested Terrans. That's too bad there for Simba. He just took some big losses, but look at this. SCV is coming down to help repair these battle mode Hellions. And oh, so painful. Now we do have lots of Infested Terrans being placed down, but my gosh, these battlecruisers doing a lot of damage, and all those Vikings quickly take out the Vipers. We're going to see the Vikings now land to try to assist in finishing up these Infestors. Infestors able to pull back with Simba's army being so slow. He won't actually be able to chase them down enough to do significant damage. We do have one battle mode Hellion making chase, but again, that's not going to be enough damage to do much at all. So the Infestors will have time now to regenerate their energy. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Destiny now even further behind, close to 29,000 resources lost as opposed to the 22,500 resources lost of Simba. So Simba continuing to get an advantage here. Now worker kills are still pretty high for Destiny, but again, keep in mind Simba sacrificed a lot of those worker kills. He just threw them at Destiny for free. And let's take also a quick look at the income gathering, and Simba does have an advantage, so wow. Simba actually sitting in a fairly strong position. It still kills me that Destiny has not made use of this. I really think that that could be a tide turner if he were to just, you know, get a Nidus Canal network in here and just start going to town on these factories. Especially with how slow Simba's army is. But then again, at the same time, were he to do that, that would be supply that he'd be throwing at that he wouldn't have with his main army. So if at that same time Simba pushed out, he could just go straight for the kill. Another engagement going down. We got Hydras, lots of Infested Terrans, few Roaches coming down over here to try to deal with these battle mode Hellions. Battlecruiser again targeted down immediately. Infestors again with those Infested Terrans. God, these upgraded Thors though are so beefy. Them plus the battlecruisers wrecking through the rest of things here. And Destiny just lost pretty much his entire force. Moving back now with these Infestors. Simba's going to retreat as well. Now we've got 35 Roaches in production as Destiny attempts to get himself back up to supply cap. Another look here at the resources lost, and look at that, 36,000 to, I guess, about 30,000. You know, so Destiny really isn't getting in a leading position at these engagements. He's basically staying about even, if not even starting to fall behind further. And he is sticking with this Roach Hydra composition. He still has a few of those Infestors left. Also 4 Vipers still in play. That actually surprises me. I thought that he lost all of them. Just be interested to see where they are. There they are, feeding on some extractors to get... I love that. I think that's the coolest thing. Not the coolest thing about this unit, but I just think it's a really, really cool ability of it. Really cool feature. Alright, so we got 4 Vipers now, which can pull some units. We'll see what happens in the next engagement. Destiny now making his way back towards this expansion. You know, as we get later in the game, any StarCraft game really, economy is the biggest thing, and if you can hinder your opponent's economy and maintain a stronger economy, that's going to set you up for success. And that is what we're seeing Destiny try to do. Uh-oh, Seeker missiles. Doing some massive splash damage. Looks like he should be able to get away from this one, though, as he continues to pull his units back. And is targeting that one Hydra, I believe, is where it's going for. It does fall off after a certain duration. It just kind of stops pursuing. Runs out of gas, that's the problem. Simba very wisely sitting over here to try to defend this position. Looks like he is deciding now to move out, though. He's going to move with his battlecruisers to hit this expansion spot. And, you know, Destiny's just having a hard time getting this economy up and running. Let's take another look at the... Destiny sitting with a strong economy here. Okay. Never mind that. Never mind what I just said. Destiny does have that economic lead right now. I thought he was still behind, but that is not the case. Got very little mining going on over here. That's the problem. He's just sitting with so little. Look at that, battlecruisers. 2 of them quickly take out this hatchery. And really nothing that Destiny can do about it. It's the only anti-air right now are these hydralisks. He's gonna pull the battlecruiser right underneath the hydras. Let's see if he gets it in time. Oh yeah, he's gonna get that. No problem. As Simba does not even bother trying to pull those away. I'm not sure if he just wasn't paying attention or what. He just wasn't there with his battlecruisers. Didn't know that was going on. I don't know. Simba now pulling down with his forces. All mech all the time, plus some BC support. You know, it's funny, I haven't seen battlecruisers used this much at all in the longest time in Wings of Liberty. So maybe this is something that'll come back. Maybe mech with battlecruiser support is going to be a legit thing. We're seeing it in this game be fairly effective. Again, we saw how easy it was for them to take out those that one expansion up there. Take another look at the income. Destiny still sitting with that economic lead. You know, Simba really needs to work to saturate this over here. He's a bit oversaturated, needs to pull a few SCVs off of that spot. I mean, I guess he's just sitting pretty low SCV count. Yeah, he's got 24 SCVs as opposed to 56 drones. Another big engagement coming down over here. Roach is moving forward. Lots of infested Terrans try to do what they can, but we've got a deep tank line back there that is completely protected by these Thors and battlecruisers, not even getting touched, and they're going to rain hell here on these forces. And yet again, Destiny loses everything. Just in one fell swoop. This mech army so strong, especially with these upgrades and the 3-3 air upgrades now coming through. He's sitting 2-2 across the board, 3-3 here for his ground units, and as air units again are getting those 3-3 upgrades now. It is just ridiculous. I want to take a look at a few of these battlecruisers here. What are they sitting at? 6 kills, 4 kills. That one's got 24. Where is it? I clicked on it. 25 kills for that one battlecruiser. That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. He's even landing his Vikings just because there's really no air for him to deal with. Here we go now. Destiny going to try to bypass that force now. Again, we just saw him lose this expansion over here. Destiny's going to be moving up into this spot. His real prime target needs to be this spot, but obviously Simba is working closely to defend that, just sitting nearby to make sure that that does not get hit too hard. There's a scan from Simba, spots the roaches and hydras. Yeah, with that, knowing that he's been spotted, decides to just pull away. He is not going to engage this position. I mean, the most he would do here is stop battlecruiser production out of these 2 starports. There's really not much, you know, resource gathering going on with the exception of this one SCV and that one refinery. And here we go. This is where Destiny needs to be. He needs to hit this expansion. If he can do that, that's going to put him in a better spot. But he just, you know, how many engagements has it been now? 3? Maybe even 4? Where Destiny has just lost his entire army to this death ball of mech from Simba. It's just unreal now. He's going to take out this expansion, also getting a few worker kills in the process. We got a bunch of SCVs down here. Does he have the tower? Yes, he does. So we should spot Simba coming forth. This needs to retreat right now. Destiny pulling back. Yeah, he can't afford to lose his army. Taking out that expansion was pretty big. He needs to get his mining back up and running. Now he's got some mining going on over here, and the hatchery now just finished over here. But the biggest problem is, like, can he even engage this? Again, there's been a few battles now where Simba's just mopped up and had remaining forces after Destiny loses everything. And Destiny, again, just sitting here with this Roach Hydra force. And I think that's almost all he has right now. He does have 7 infestors. They're back probably accumulating energy somewhere, just kind of chilling out in safety. Here we go, Burrowed Infestors moving towards this expansion. That could be actually really interesting to see. Gonna keep a close eye on that. Overseer still chilling out all game. It's been like 20 minutes. Simba has not killed that thing. Roaches and Hydras are going to move down. Simba's just gonna set up shop, siege up his tanks, and just take this out in 2 seconds flat. All right, a little bit longer than 2 seconds. That's closer to 4. But here are the infested Terrans. Let's see if he kills us in time. Eggs hatch. It's gonna do a lot of damage to it. Don't know that he's gonna get it Does get it to burn, but not able to finish it off. Oh, if this gets repaired, that's going to be big for Simba if he can repair this here. It's slowly burning, though. At the same time, he is making a push now towards what is really the only real mining expansion of Destiny. Destiny is, of course, going to try to defend. That command center still burning. It is gone. Command center gets destroyed. Back over here, hatchery gets destroyed. Simba just rolls over it. So strong. This mech army is killer for the 18th time. What the hell can Destiny do about that? We've seen him try to engage with Roach Hydra. It's just not working. It is not working, especially now that the air units are 3-3. Now Destiny has pretty much no mining, although at the same time, Simba has no mining. Destiny has even more, as puny as that is. 140 and 32, 80 and 0, whatever. Destiny's still got some resource flow. Simba's sitting with nothing, but Destiny needs more because this army right here is going to lose to this. At least once. Multiple times. He would have to probably throw at least 2 waves of this army, if not more, at this to destroy it. So that means he needs the resources to replenish after this next upcoming engagement, whenever it does take place. Which looks like it's happening right now. Oh, nope. Pulls back in time as the tanks siege up. A few Yamada cannons get a few snipes there as the roaches try to pull away. And more roaches in production right now for Destiny. Again, both players, no one's mining. Look at these burrowed workers. Just chilling out over here as Simba's mining from that spot. Roaches and Hydras of Destiny now moving towards the natural expansion. Simba dancing around. Now, if Destiny commits to hitting this main, he is going to lose everything when Simba comes up the backside, so he does need to be careful. What kind of vision does Destiny have right now as well? That's another question. Oh, spotting the drones, pulls back, takes care of those quickly. Destiny now burrowing his roaches. Are there any ravens? No. Roach is going to unburrow right under the tanks. He's going to try to target fire down. This is it for Destiny. If Destiny can take out those tanks, I just don't know that he can deal with these battle cruisers. There are so many. We've got a lot of infested Terrans to try to deal with that. There are still a few tanks left, though. 4 tanks still shelling out, and that is it. Destiny lost everything. Looks like he's got something to say about it. Can't wait for mech to be nerfed down. Literally. There's Destiny. Being so kind after the loss. Well, that does it there. Destiny, you know, I don't blame him for being upset because look at just how frustrating is that. Destiny didn't stand a chance against this army composition just with its current strength. It's unbelievable. Simba, you know, we saw Destiny throw wave after wave of what was more or less the same army. Yes, Simba did replenish some of his losses after the engagements, but Simba always came out with units remaining, and Destiny had to keep on refilling his army and throwing it at this and continuously dying. I mean, let's take a look at some of these. That battlecruiser with 31 kills, 15 kills there, 12 kills there, 6 kills there. Some of these Thors, 23 kills, 9 kills. I mean, that just goes to show you how many engagements they were in. 19 kills there, 12 kills there, 21 kills there. Just unbelievable how long some of these units lasted and how much they were able to kill with Destiny. We'll take a look at the resources lost as well. Overall, Destiny, of course, lost a lot more, but it's pretty crazy. What a game, though. Pretty fun game here between TLR Simba and Destiny. Alright, my friends, thank you so much for watching this game here between Simba and Destiny. Fun little TVZ. Really excited again to be commentating the StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm beta. You know, lots of fun, lots of new interesting things going on. We did see Destiny attempt to use some of those Vipers. Overall, though, Destiny had a really tough time against this mech army, and I don't blame him for being as mad as he was. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned in the future for more SC2 commentary and other great gaming content here on the channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.